My mother was technically a housewife. Uh, she worked a little bit for the IRS. She had a very good job. She really did. But decided to be a stay-home mom. And because my dad was a policeman, they could afford it. And they bought a building. And she wanted me to learn dance. That's how this started. She wanted me to learn dance. And so she took me to Thule Park on the south side. They had a dance program. And I went to one class. And I still remember it. And I was sitting on the floor. And I had my little leotard on. And my mother didn't like the way the instructor was instructing. And I remember she said, I'll teach you myself. And that's when she went to Sadie Bruce and asked for a blessing. And then she just kind of recruited the kids in the neighborhood and at church. And it just kind of grew. It kind of grew. You know, we would do performances at block clubs and teas and churches. And then somebody would say, well, can my child come? And she'd say, sure. It's Saturday. And it went from one class to all day on Saturday. She charged $2. And you would pay your $2 and you get class. And she made a profit from the recital, from the sale of tickets. That's what she did, but she didn't have any overhead either. I guess, I'm sure her and my dad had to have a discussion because it was a business. It was a true business. She had an account at Seaway Bank for her school, and they filed taxes on it, and it was a business. And she never took a business course. What my mother instilled in me is you do it well. You don't have to do it. Whatever you do well. If you're not going to do it well, don't do it. You know, if you're interested in something, then find out what it means to do it. We always did exercises before. Always. Before you got to dance, we did 30, 40 minutes of warm-up. And that was pure exercise. You did sit-ups, you did push-ups, you did arms, you did legs, you did your ballet positions, you worked on the barre, you did your leap. That's before we even started dancing. She studied her craft and kept up with her craft too. Me and my mother, sometimes my dad would go. We would have to kind of drag him to plays and musicals, and she would study it and watch it and get magazines and read up on it. Yeah, she did. You know, my dad would be like, I really gotta go. And she would be like, Tom, you have to listen to the music. So when you're dubbing, you'll know. And in my head, sometimes I would be like, why don't they just take a class? She was parents' confidants and counselor, and all the kids loved her. Everybody loved my mom. Everybody. To this day, I've been stopped in grocery stores, and they'll say, "Hey, Valerie," and I'm like, "Who the heck is that?" "Remember me from Doris Jordan's dance school? I'm a dancer," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, okay." Or somebody will say, "Hey, Miss Jordan's daughter." I'm like, who? Okay, who is that? Who knows me like that? But yeah, it was fun living with my mom and dad. It was fun because we had major productions.